Hi, Mark. Yeah, it's Friday, July the 11th, 8 a.m. Eastern, 12 noon GMT. US session about to get underway. Let's have a look how the markets are shaping up. US dollar index, another strong start. We've seen a strong start during the Asian European session this whole week, but then what we've seen once the US session gets underway, a turnaround and US dollar gets sold off, give up those gains. You see the wicks it's left behind over this past week. So far today, not much of a wick, meaning US dollar continuing its strong run. Resistance 97.55, support 97.23. We'll see if the US dollar is able to maintain once the US session is now underway. Let's have a look at the S&P. We an hour and a half away from Wall Street opening up. Different pattern today. Past 3 days, we've had steady demand in the US equity market, stock markets. Today, from resistance up here at 6,330, it's been a strong sell-off in pre-market, in futures trading, and support all the way down already at 6,274. The sell-off in the S&P 500 as a result of, from late yesterday, Trump's tariff letters, tariff news. Canada got hit with the 35% across the board tariffs, waiting and anticipating the EU tariff news or tariff letter, but it certainly caused uncertainty and nervousness in the market, hence this big sell-off. If we zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the strong sell-off. Hang around support for now, support at 6,274. We'll see once Wall Street opens up whether buyers do step in and we get back to the resistance around the 6,330, or if we see a continuation sell-off and we see the 6,274 support area come into focus. Let's have a look at gold. Gold certainly strong on the front foot, third day in a row, higher highs, higher lows, resistance 3,350 being tested, and support 3,324. Noteworthy that both the US dollar and gold looking strong. Usually we have, or traditionally, should I say, the inverse relationship between the two, but both strengthening and moving in the same direction. And as the US session gets underway here, the 3,350 resistance is being tested. Let's zoom in on the hourly. There you can see gold hanging around that resistance area. Buyers will be looking to push higher. Gold, traditional safe haven, demand for gold, and we'll see if that continues, or are we going to see a turnaround and a bounce down off this area, the 3,350, and back down to the 3,324 support area. Brent oil. Sold off yesterday, and so far today attempting to fight back off the support, same support as the previous day, 68.56, the two supports matching, bounce up off that level today so far with oil, and resistance at 69.52. Buyers will look for the $70 mark. Buyers unable to maintain above 70 this past week. We'll see if it can get back there today, if it can get to the 70 and perhaps higher. If we're going to see a continuation of yesterday's sell-off, then the support at 68.56 will come into focus. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see past 3 hours, strong demand, buying Brent oil up to that resistance level. But so far as the US session gets underway, red candle, and looks like it could be pushing lower. And then the big news of the week, and the big news certainly of the past 2 days, has been the breakout of Bitcoin. Not that surprising. The bias has been up, trend has been up, and a lot of times already we've seen over the past few months when Bitcoin goes into that sideways range, the breakout is often to the upside. It's exactly what happened here over the past 3 days. From 108,000, we're now sitting at a resistance of 119,000. Resistance at 119,000, support at just over 115,000. A big move, over 9% in the last 2 days. We'll see where the buyers can get up to that 119 again, hang around that resistance area, or perhaps higher. Or if we get a turnaround, some profit taking, overbought technical readings could create a bit of a pullback as well. The pullback, again, will that turn into any kind of a reversal, or will it just be a new opportunity for buyers to get back into the market? Let's zoom into the hourly on Bitcoin. And there you can see hang around this resistance area and 119,000 resistance could well come into focus again. Last day of the week. Good trading. Keep that discipline, and I will see you at the end of day session.